Pink Floyder1 on Reddit has the question, weird situation making me hate my work environment. Pink Floyder1 is on a team where they decide to give the rookie engineer the chance to lead a project. The Pink Floyder1 is apparently the engineering lead or one of the senior devs on the team, goes on vacation for 3 weeks, and then comes back and finds out that their team thinks they aren't making a bunch of progress. This engineering lead reviews the supposed bad code that the junior engineer wrote, but doesn't review it with the junior engineer. And after reviewing the code, decides to rewrite 60% of the juniors' code with them just on their own over the weekend and presented it to the team on Monday, and the rookie engineer is rightfully hurt.
Do you want me to like pretend to be the engineer so we can test my Shakespearean chops here? I heard all the from the dev, and she kept complaining about trust, and she became very defensive in her work. And I was hoping to get some recognition or acknowledgement for what I did in good faith, although not in the best way possible. But everybody is just a coward, including the solution architect. Now people are moving on, and she moved on, and I find myself mad, and I feel if I bring this up again, it will seem that I am the one unable. Sorry, I can't do it either.
So this guy goes on vacation, isn't there to mentor the junior engineer. She takes a stab at this, doesn't do a good job, which is fine. It's a junior engineer. You clearly decided to give her the chance on this project. Rather than support her, show her what she did wrong, give her the opportunity to make changes, you go away on the weekend and decide to rewrite the whole thing yourself. And then, of course, she's upset. Now the project's done. Everyone's moved on. And you're the one who's getting bitter that you didn't get recognition for doing the work over the weekend. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't know. This one I just brought up because I think it's a perfect example of how people don't think about why they're making these choices, and you shouldn't be in these leadership positions yet if you don't have the capacity to let people mess up. Have this be a project where you can have it be 3 weeks behind because the person didn't do a good job. So if you're going to give the project to a junior member to let them grow, and then you didn't have the actual capacity or ability to let them grow, what were you doing? This is like almost entirely on this person, and they're pitching a fit in the Reddit question, saying they're not getting recognition, and everyone's complaining about how they handled it. Yeah, bud. Yeah, you're the one who's wrong here. Don't rewrite someone else's code. That's the whole point of peer reviews and code reviews and sprint demos and all of the places where we put in the infrastructure for mentorship and leadership to help people grow. I don't know. It was a bizarre question.
And I think there's always a lot more going on with these than we get from the post in Reddit, and
right.
But again, it sort of plays into like previous conversations we've had with that hero mentality, right? This is how hero mentality kind of starts, where it's like, it was bad code and I just went away at the weekend and solved the problem, and it's like, yeah, but you broke a bunch of other sort of just rules of life, working with other people, like helping somebody improve, and like, explaining to them, like, what do you mean by bad code? Like inefficient, like it can be optimized, like you only replaced 60%, so 40 was good. Like, I don't know. It just seems weird that somebody would, start out their life as a hero this way.
Yep. Well, and one of the comments in there was, all of this signals to me that the team prefers protecting people's emotions over getting done. And now that everybody's happy that I don't get any recognition and I got painted as the bad guy. And it's like, yes, you work with human beings. Caring about how you interact with them and their emotions is not, no one's asking you to have like people do trust falls and all that kind of nonsense. But like, yeah, you do have to care about how you're perceived and how you treat other people.
But isn't this person also on Reddit whining and asking if I'm the bad guy here, but I get painted as the bad, and they also being emotional here? Like,
right, exactly. You're the one having a conniption fit on Reddit.
Yeah, it's like, don't be a hypocrite. Like, you're upset people are emotional, which and trust me, like, listeners, everybody knows, like, I don't do well with humans, but I understand that I have to be empathetic and deal with people's emotions. That's emotional intelligence, right?
Right.
This person doesn't seem to make that connection.
I definitely hope that they, and just in general for anybody, like, if you're gonna, you need to go into this situation knowing that is what the expected outcome is. You are going to be in a position where they are not going to write exactly the perfect code that you would want. Welcome to being an engineering manager. Welcome to being an engineering lead on a team. Every team has the associate, the mid-level, the senior, the staff, the principal, whatever you call it. Like, there's always going to be degrees of skill and talent on engineering teams, on any type of team. And if you're going to commit to saying, yeah, great, give the junior person the opportunity, then you're committing to all of the things that go along with that. And this guy didn't.
I like this one though, and I think my advice for people who might find themselves in this person's position is generalize. Take yourself out of writing code and apply it in other areas of life. And a common one would be to say, how would the military work if somebody just said, "Ah, screw it, you don't know how to wire the explosives. I'll do it. Just go away." That person is eventually going to have to go do that, right? And you're not teaching them, and this is why bad things happen. So I think it's good for. It happens over time too, right? Like people just they become wiser. You hope over time, but I think it's good to step out of your role and think about. I think it's good to step out of your current position and just think about leadership in general, and just apply it to other areas and say, yeah, it's no different for us. Just because it's not mission critical or no one's going to die, it doesn't change the it doesn't change the way you lead.
Well, and it's there's no way to be. I've always sort of hated the idea of efficiency as the only measure of anything, but if every single time, if you have 5 junior engineers on your teams, and every time they don't do something effectively, you need to step in and write their code for them, why'd you hire 5 people onto your team? So you're never going to be effective doing it this way. It's just, it's a bad use of your time. It's a bad use of their time. You're clearly not doing a good job making them feel good about it. I don't know. Anything else to crap on Pink Floyd or One before we move on?
No, only to say I'm hoping this person's at the early first 5, 6 years of their career because there's a lot of learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what kind of person I was in my first 5, 6 years. I probably think like, oh, I was great, but I've learned a lot over 25 years. So,
Right.
Pink Floyd at One, you are not a lost cause.
Nice. I like that.